we use technology. We went into live streaming of oral arguments. We went into the use of Twitter to tweetcast the entire oral arguments, to give out announcements, urgent announcements. So I think that worked out pretty well for us. But the main thing we really wanted to do was make the decisions accessible, language-wise, as well as the actual text.
As you said nga, internet helped a lot in a lot of ways. Pero because of the advent of the internet also, dumami yung mga influencers and those who tweet their opinions or their appreciation or their interpretation of the decision. So minsan, for a very short attention span audience, hindi naman sila magbabasa ng 350-page decision, and they turn to these influencers to better understand. I mean, did that help the court, or?
Well, yes and no. Yes, in the sense that it elevated the profile of the court. People started to get interested in the court, what it was doing, but maybe sometimes for the wrong reasons. Because again, because there was nothing official, and there was nothing we could say until it was official, or unless I was authorized to say it. There was sometimes a time lag, and as you know, in social media, whatever you read, sticks with you. If you like it, it sticks with you. If you don't like it, then you disregard it. So it was good and bad, So that was one of the challenges we had to face, to make sure that we could come out with the official text and maybe a short briefer, give the text language, help reporters understand what the text meant, without going beyond it, without offering commentary, without offering speculation, opinion, So that was challenging, because again, social media is very quick, attention span is very short, and so yes, that part was particularly challenging for us.
I remember parang nagkagulo. One of the decisions na ang dami-daming interpretation was the TRO on the RH bill. So parang there was a time na parang inaddress pa ni President Duterte sa SONA niya, and CJ Sereno had to come out with a statement. Pag ganun ba, I mean, are you forced to tweet something, or?
Well, the process was that whenever there would be something like that, I would bring it up with the chief or with the specific member of the court to which the case was assigned, or who's in charge of the case. And if the chief or the member of the court would say, okay, let's address that, then we would. Sometimes they would ask my opinion. Do we need to say anything about this? And my usual, my default position would be, unless it is absolutely grossly wrong, then don't, right? Because it would be difficult to wade in, because it is highly political. It would, affect how the court deals with its work as an adjudicative body. So my default would always be on the side of restraint, not to address it unless it is absolutely necessary. Yes, well, the so-called dignified silence, yes. So that was where we would be. But there would be times wherein, the chief or the member of the court would say, you know what, I think we should address it because, these are what people are saying already. So we would craft a short statement. And again, our bias would be towards a very short, factual correction, without nothing much going beyond the actual text. We would sometimes just quote the text and say, this is what the court said and not this. So even the language was restrained.
With what's happening now, yung negative perception about the Supreme Court, lalo na we're going off the co-warranto, do you think dapat maging less restrained ang Supreme Court when it comes to dealing with the public?
Well, as an organ of government, negative perception will always be there. That's one thing I found out, being in the court. You cannot please everyone, so there will always be negative perceptions. And I think the only thing that the court should be really concerned with is whether the negative perceptions are based on false statements or false reporting. Pag hindi naman, pag totoo naman talaga yung nakasulat, at because of that people come up with negative reactions, I don't think the court can change that reaction, di ba? I mean, the only thing the court can really do is to work harder to convince people that they shouldn't draw a negative reaction from that. And the only way it can do that really is to come out with its work, siguro more efficiently, decide things more clearly, yung mga ganon. But other than that, I don't see how the court can really change the opinion of the public if talagang totoo naman yung report. Because any decision that they come out with will always, be received well by those who like it and negatively by those who don't like it. So that's not something that the court can change easily.